Okay, this is my Phalenopsis update. I want to start off with my two phals that I got from Trader Joe's. These are the saddest ones that I have. This is what they look like. Right now I have them in plastic cups, and the roots on these like immediately died off. This is the one that kind of had a hole in the stem at the bottom. The roots are turning black, but these ones are pushing on. They're not soft or mushy or anything just yet. They're still there. They're still kind of alive and hydrating the plant somewhat. I don't see any new growth. I do see a little purple nubbin coming through somewhere in there. I wonder if this one has fusarium actually, but I actually don't think this one has a fusarium because I cut the tip of the root off and I didn't see any purple. But you know, if it does, whatever, I really don't care because it's not like I share water or anything, so whatever it has, it's not being passed on to the next one. But the leaves are really floppy, or the bottom two are really floppy. This one isn't too bad, so I'm assuming this one is still getting some water from the roots, but these two definitely aren't getting much of anything. But yeah, both of my phals both my original phals from Trader Joe's pretty much look like this. The leaves on the bottom are terrible. This one is surprisingly pushing out or attempting to push out a new leaf. I cut the root spikes on both of them. This one seems like it wants to branch a little bit. If you look right there, you might be able to see that that's kind of a little bit swollen. So it looks like it kind of wants to branch, but I think it needs to put out more roots before it decides to do anything like that. This is what the roots look like on this one. Not very good. Let me see if I can get it in focus. Not very good, but you know, not horrible. It has 4 on there. And I have the tip of the plant in water just so I can make sure it's getting some type of hydration. And again, these roots are surprisingly not mushy. Oh, and it just lost a leaf. These roots at the bottom are not mushy, surprisingly, but they are pushing on. I am cleaning or switching out the water every couple of days on this one and hoping for the best. The water is getting a little cloudy, so I'm going to have to change out the water again right now on these two phals. Let's do the little bitty ones. Now, these mini phals, I got all 4 of them from BJ's, and all but 2 lost their flower spikes. This one is not doing well. It pushed out this new leaf and it got rid of a bunch of its old leaves, and now it's pushing out another leaf in there. I think I left it in water and I didn't let it dry one day and it decided, oh, fuck this, I'm gonna get rid of all my roots, you know. But these 2 roots that are still left are still firm and still pushing on. So I have hopes for this one, but we will see what happens. This one here is the really pretty, like pinkish, purplish middle with the yellow. It was like a really pretty color combination, but if you look, there's like root nubbins just coming out everywhere on this thing. So many roots pushing on, and then I have something that may or may not be a flower spike right next to this root nubbin. Like if you look, that's the root, and then this right here, I'm not sure what that is. That could be a flower spike. It actually kind of looks like a flower spike because it's not like smooth like the rest. The white that you see is mold. I'm gonna clean that off. I haven't been like too focused on getting rid of the mold, but for the most part, what I do for the mold is I wipe it down very gently under running water, and then I'll let it dry for a day or 2, and then I'll put it back in the water. These definitely like full water culture. I do have some black on some of the roots because I do believe I over fertilized at one point, and a lot of my roots decided that they were going to turn black because I put too much fertilizer. They didn't like all the fertilizer. But this one is definitely pushing on, and it's definitely producing. These 2 leaves are new leaves that just grew. Or wait, no, I'm lying. Not these 2. just this one, and it's pushing out a new one right here. These leaves under this one were on the plant previously. You can see how these leaves are smaller than these two. So it did get a setback before it got to me, which is probably why it aborted its flower spike and everything. But it is pushing on, and it is creating new growth, and it is seemingly quite happy in waterculture. So in waterculture, she will stay. The next two, these two kept their flower spike, and I think that I may have flowers from these, at least from this one. Why? If you take a look at the flower spike, I'm not going to put it really close to the camera because I don't feel like going through the focusing, but this tip here from here to here is new. That is new growth. This is pushing out new growth on its flower spike. So I think I may or may not have new flowers on this one soon. And I believe, I can't remember which one this was, but if and when it does push out new flowers, we will see. The roots on this one are pushing out all kind of new growth. This is new growth. There's all kind of like little nubs coming in all over the place on these roots. This one is doing quite well. This is a new leaf that is pushing out, and I'm actually very happy with this. I need to change the water on this too. This one here pushed out this leaf, and now it's working on this leaf. I don't know if it's done with this leaf. I kind of hope they don't do like one leaf at a time. I kind of hope that they do, you know, them all together, because if it's done with this one, then that's kind of sad, like really, really sad. But if you look at the roots, they're not doing a whole lot as far as pushing out new growth, but there is a little root nubbin coming from right there. You can see that. And there's another tiny one starting to emerge from here. Other than that, this one is, it's happy, but it's, you know, it could do better. It got a little sunburn because I had it right in the window. But yeah. Moving on to the big phals. This one is the white one. It's so pitiful. Look at that. All the flowers are gone. It had 2 root spikes when I first got it, and I had to pop, well, I didn't have to, but I popped one of them off by accident because I took it off the stake, and as it bent over, it just broke because it was really dry on the inside, so I don't think it was getting any water. This one has been sucking up water. I just topped off the water in this like yesterday, and it completely drank it. It's just done. If you look, there's a new root growing right there. There's a little root nubbin coming out right there. There's more growing tips. Like, there's just roots growing all over the place on this one. I have to top off the water. I'm going to do that right now while I'm looking at this one, because this one is definitely in its growth stage now, and it is drinking water like crazy. This is the amount of water that I typically put in the bottom, like very barely covering, like maybe an inch or so at the bottom, and I just let it sit in there, making sure that most of the roots are touching the water. And this one has been very happy. It is pushing out a new leaf right here, and so far so good. This flower spike keeps sort of dying back. I kind of hope that it doesn't die back all the way, but it is turning yellow again here, so I'm going to cut it down to about here and hope for the best. But yeah, this is the white phal. Hopefully she comes back to life and in full force. This is, ooh, let go, let go, let go, let go. This is one of my favorite ones. The flowers are slowly falling off a flower spike. But it's this one here. Let me see if I can get it down lower so I can focus. It's this one here. I love this one so much. It does have little nubbins coming on the flower spikes, so it may or may not branch, but we'll see. It's putting out a new leaf right here, and let's take a look at the roots. Again, this one, I just topped up all of these and it's completely dry. I topped these up yesterday or the day before. You can see there's little green growing tips all over the place, root nubbins coming out, branching out. This one is very, very happy. I'm going to top this up right now. This one is very, very happy in water culture. And again, I kind of don't have them in full water culture. I just put water in them and I let the water dry. So it's dry for a day or two or however long until I notice that it is dry, and then I'll top it up. So I believe the little bit of water that I put in here the day before yesterday, it may have been dry for 1 day. It has been dry for 2 to 3 days or however long, maybe longer, but for the most part, it's semi-water culture. I don't ever keep anything but the Oncidiums in water always, all the time. And even the Oncidiums, I take them out and let them dry for a day and then put them right back in water. So even those are not actually full water culture. This is another favorite of mine. It is a Harlequin-ish type. No ID from Home Depot. And let's take a look at the roots. There's no new leaves growing. Let's take a look at the roots. I have green growing tips everywhere on this one. This is branching out quite a bit. 1, 2, and 3 new green growing tips. I don't have anything coming out of the base, and oh my goodness, I just like let it go. Be careful. And again, this one completely drank all its water. These are thirsty phals right now. So we definitely got to keep these guys hydrated and happy, because we want them to grow and produce more flowers. This one did have some swelling at some of the nodes on the flower spikes. So I'm not sure if it's going to branch out or not, but if it does, I'll be very, very happy. If it doesn't, either way, it's fine. This one is like literally one of my favorites. I love this one so much. It's so pretty. The next phal, the last phal, aside from the new one that I just bought, this one is all pink, and I believe these are losing their flowers because it's really hot. This one is really, really pretty. Some of the nodes on the flower spike are swelling a little bit, but we'll see what comes with that. I see 1, 2, 3 nodes that are swelling. I'm not sure if it'll actually branch out. I would love it if it did, but we'll see. The roots on this one, it's still a little bit wet at the base, but I do have some root nubbins or root tips branching out here and there. Not a lot. There's only 2 on this one, but again, this one is one of the newer ones that I bought. I've had the other ones a couple weeks longer than I've had this one. And obviously the yellow one that I just bought is from yesterday. This one, the flowers are fading, are just starting to fade on this one. I think I've only lost 2 on it so far, which it didn't have a ton of flowers to begin with. It only had these plus 2. So what is that, like 4, 7, so it had 9 flowers on it to begin with. And this one is falling off too, so that's going to be 3 flowers gone. I'm not going to pull that off until it's ready. But yeah, these are all my phals. This one's not putting out any new leaves or anything just yet. But that's all my phals. My phals are doing pretty good, I would say, given the fact that they do have new roots. I don't like the fact that they are losing their flowers. I wish they were holding on to their flowers a little bit longer. But who knows how long they were in bloom initially anyway. But so far I only have 3 phals that are still in bloom that I have from before. So there you have it. That is my little update on all my water culture Phalenopsises. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.